This is the anti-slice golf swing for any golfer, any level, any age, any ability. Now that high right for a right-handed player and that high left for a left-handed player plagues our game from time to time, right? I know I've been there. I fear it. This is one of the holes where you would fear it. Don't want to go left and you don't want to go right. High terror fear the 15th. So we're going to talk about 5 simple points that each and every one of these are very important that you use them in order to iron out that big high slice. This is the anti-slice golf swing. If we're perfectly honest, most of us, and actually getting those comments about what club do you feel comfortable up to about sort of hitting it straighter. Now, I think most people, that tipping point is probably around sort of 7 iron, 6 iron. But when we get 5 iron and up, and especially into the big dog, that slice can get a little bit more prevalent. So we're going to start off right with the jugular and this one. Well, purely because it requires it here. There's some water I have to avoid. Now, we've got foundations to any golf swing, right? So the anti-slice golf swing has those foundations. So number 1 is grip. And the 2 factors we're looking for is in the fingers and how many knuckles you're showing on your glove hand. Now I've got a little simple trick. All this stuff is something I want you to picture and take straight to the golf course. So, nice and simple. Place the golf club on your opposite shoulder to what your dominant hand is, or just place it on your grip, on your glove hand shoulder, okay? Now, you'll look here, if I sort of rest my hand on the club here, and you can see a close-up of this, where the club is in, it's straight away, it wouldn't make sense to sort of rest this in my palm at all. It'd make more sense to rest it on the fingers, okay? But I'm going to rest it on the fingers on both hands, and again, you can see a close-up of me doing this. So guess what? Your playing partners are playing, right? You can just get your hands on the club, right? In the fingers, down in front of me. Now all I've got to do is keep the club in my fingers and orientate it to have 2.5 knuckles to 3 showing on my glove hand, and again both creases pointing into my right shoulder. How easy is that, just to keep checking? You could even do it the other way around, right? Get it right, make sure it falls into the fingers. Simple, effective way to allow you to actually make sure you're gripping the golf club correctly. Now, once you've got the grip, we know that's not everything, right? But we're building some foundations. So, address. And this is a real bugbear for me, because when we get a longer club, we forget how ball position affects our shoulders. One of the major reasons why our ball striking when we get to a driver and where a slice of the golf ball drops off a cliff. And I mean, drops off a cliff. So, what I see as a massive mishmash is actually shoulders so far left, feet aiming to target. Now, if I grab my footy out here, and for everybody watching America, I know a lot of you were Team USA the other day on our comments, and, well, maybe I've got to go that way as well. No, I'm joking. I'm actually looking forward to the Ryder Cup. Who do we seriously think is going to win? I said this last week. Europe, I don't think have a chance. You look at the world's top 10, you guys are killing it. So, this is our round football, not our American football. But imagine this, right? Imagine I was set with my feet to where I wanted to go, but my shoulders like this. What is this going to encourage? An out to in path, accompany that with a bad grip. Where is that golf ball going to go? Massively off to the right, okay? So what we've got to feel here is, and this is a super important point, and when you're sort of feeling this, I'm just going to show you, but again, this is everything that you can take to the golf course. What I want to feel is my right shoulder's a little bit pinned back. It's making sure that everything is nice and square, not pointing to the left. So nice and simply, right? We're all about building some routines and simple golf, right? In the fingers, check our grip, right shoulder back, walk it in. Now, Where do I look like I control this club much better? Now obviously, we can still get it working over the top, but if we get some factors that are addressed in our setup working for us, we are getting our ducks in a row. We're hopefully working on this little bit of a domino effect to not have things fall off a cliff. Let's now move on to the final 3 points, and these are so key to stopping your slice. This is the anti-slice golf swing, and if you are enjoying this video so far, don't forget to please hit that thumbs up button. Let's get into the next section. Right, let's now move on to the next section, because like that shot there, we're still probably going to have a little bit of left to right on it. It's a shot that still plagues us, right? As I said in section 1 and 2, we've got the feeling of better grip, we've got the feeling of a better setup, so we're getting some dominoes stacked in a row here, right? Let's now talk about downswing with this. It's not been out for a while. Hit the thumbs up button if you're happy to see the tennis racket back. Okay, so let's get another ball teed up, so we're ready to rock after we've talked through these final points. Think about it this way. What does a slicer of the golf ball do in tennis? If I was hitting sort of a chop shot and I wanted to put loads of spin on it and really fool my opponent, the ball would be coming into me and I'd be this way. I'd be making a conscious effort to have my strings to the sky and cut across that golf ball. You apply that to a golf shot, and essentially that's what the slicing sort of shot is. So how to build into the anti-slice golf swing is this. So we're going to address it, and I can't tell you how much success this will give you if you actually just spend a bit of time getting one out, okay? You may feel a bit of a melon doing it, but I promise you, you're going to get a great understanding and great organisation of the movement. So we're going to swing to the top, lead wrist nice and flat, and what we're not going to do is move everything out and across. What we're going to do is picture our ball at this height. We're going to let it drop, we're going to let our strings work over and our arms work over and get our arms resting on our shoulder. So we're making a conscious effort to feel more of this, because that is the opposite. If I wanted to really hit a double forehand, I would make a conscious effort to have my strings more down to the ground and release over it. It would really have the opposite effect, wouldn't it? So my trigger for you, and what I want you to simply think about here, is your objective is understanding what your club head has to do. Because at the end of the day, this is what hits the ball, right? And I think we sometimes forget that. Now, I'm not discounting anything else in the body, because equally that is as important. But for many golfers, putting our attention on your actual implement is super key. So addressing it, holding the golf club to the top, string tumbles over, you release over. Now this is starting to train the complete opposite, right? Look what motion I'm making there, as opposed to... So my analogy for you is that the strings tumble as the club tumbles behind you. So what that essentially is, as we tumble the club, we tumble the head and we release up the right wing, because that's really encouraging that aspect as opposed to that aspect. Bringing back in this footy, right? Look at this. I can start to meet this in a totally different way. Now that is point number 3, and point number 4 is what I'm going to say here is vitally important. When you're learning this, learn this with some rhythm, because I guarantee there'll be a tipping point. You imagine your gears in your car, you'll feel good at gear 2, good at gear 3, get to gear 4, it could go back to being crap, okay? So take a step back to gear 3 and then build up slowly. So rhythm out on the golf course and achieving this move and starting the transition correctly is vitally key. This has to be your objective, not out and this way. So they're points number 3 and 4. Let's get this smashed away. Finish this video with point number 5. Our final point of today's lesson. full golf course mode here, full routine. This is point number 5. So if you're on the golf course now or at the driving range, put your phone down, put your earphones in, follow along with me. So tip number 1, hands on the shoulder, get your grip. Pull that right shoulder back in your address position just to make sure we're nice and set up. Now I want you to have a waggle before each shot where you go up, tumble, back to the ball. Really feeling that you're attacking it from the inside with a little bit of release, because that's the star opposite of what you are doing. Now simply put some rhythm on it, and now we're ready to go. And hopefully, I'm not saying we're going to see high draws straight away, but we're definitely going to see a reduced curvature, which at the end of the day would be absolutely over the moon with, because we will get our distance back. Let's hit this one away. Straighter, at least. Okay, thank you so much for watching today's video. Don't forget, every single one of these videos has a PDF guide attached down below. Don't forget to sign up, and also we've got some more tips on Instagram and Facebook. Don't forget to check them out too.